attachment to Zeke Elliott? Yeah, once upon a time, after his rookie year, I had such an attachment. We did a commercial for Undisputed, and you could see on my nightstand a picture of Zeke. But unfortunately, Jazz, this is a funny, sad question for me. No, I no longer have an emotional attachment to Zeke. Zeke slowly but surely killed my love for him. Just ran it right in the ground, 1 yard in a pile of dust. Want to know the truth about Zeke's Cowboy career when you really stand back and look at it? The harder I look, the more it comes clear to me that Ezekiel Elliott was pretty much a 1-year wonder. Seriously, a 1-year wonder. His rookie year was by far his best year. Remember, the Cowboys went 13-3 out of nowhere with a rookie back and a rookie quarterback. They secured home field advantage throughout the playoffs to the Super Bowl. They got a week off before their home game, obviously against Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, that they ended up losing narrowly. Dak was Rookie of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year. But trust me, if you look hard, Zeke deserved that award. Zeke was first team All-Pro at running back. First team. Zeke led the league in rushing yards, in touchdowns, in carries for first downs, in average yards per carry, and average, obviously, yards per game. These numbers are just extraordinary. They just leap off the page when I look at them. 1,631 rushing yards, 15 touchdowns, 95 rushes for first downs, 5.1 yards per carry, 109 a game. Whew! Now that was a season. And yet, Zeke played 6 more seasons for my Dallas Cowboys and never topped a single one of those numbers. Not a single one. And as you Cowboy fans know painfully well, his yards per game went consistently down each of the next 6 seasons. Down, down, down. All the way from 109 a game in his rookie year to 58 a game last season. Remember the playoff game that Dak did win against Seattle at home after the 2018 season? Zeke was huge in that game. I always give Dak the most credit, but then I looked and I said, wait a second, he went 26 times for 137 yards? That will work. Which brings me to the following playoff game, which was the beginning of the end of the Zeke I knew and loved. Remember the game against the Rams out here at the Coliseum? This is after the 2018 season. There was one play in that game that became the flashpoint of that game, the turning point, you can argue, of Zeke's career. Remember this one? It's 23-15 Rams, so it's an 8-point game. Touchdown, 2-point conversion. Cowboys have it 4th and 1 at the Rams 35 as the third quarter ends, and so they have a whole commercial break between quarters to decide how to attack the Rams on 4th and 1 from the 35. 4th and 1. I had no problem with the choice they made. They made the simplest, truest, rightest choice. You just give it to Zeke up the middle. He runs through brick walls. You want to talk about a warrior? 4th and 1, unstoppable. I don't care if it's Aaron Donald or Leonard Floyd. I don't care who's up there. For the Rams, they're not stopping him. And they stopped him cold. They stonewalled him for no gain. I was stunned. That was basically the game. Remember, next offseason, Zeke holds out. He's working out down in Cabo, and he came back on time for the season to a big new contract from Jerry Jones that made him, by far, the highest paid running back in pro football. And when the game started, he looked like he was still running in Cabo sand. Zeke hit the wall that he had so often run through. And for me, it just became harder and harder to keep loving a player who could no longer play.
What's going on, Cowboys Nation? It's your boy DMV back with another one, doing it podcast style like the old school, like I used to do, right? And when I heard this clip from Skip Bayless about Zeke Elliott being a 1-year wonder, I'm like, what? This has to be the craziest shock value thing that I've ever heard, right? And so when I heard and I actually listened to this clip, I was like, he brings up some valid points. And, it was based off of a question, like, are you still emotionally attached to Zeke Elliott, right? And he answered as best as he could. I didn't think that after listening to the whole thing, that it was as shock value as the one quote, but from what he said is exactly why I don't think that media members should have Hall of Fame votes or just, media members. Because Skip, while he brought off and he read off stats, it showed that he really just he doesn't understand football for real. You could tell that he never played it. From a writer's perspective, that's what he is. Everything is a fairy tale. Everything has to be built up into something that they can write about. And that's exactly how he built that up. Because he talked about strictly Zeke as a runner. He didn't talk about Zeke as a pass catcher. He didn't talk about Zeke as a guy that was in pass protection. He didn't talk about Zeke the passion. He didn't talk about Zeke the guy that, as Jerry Jones said, we go as Zeke goes. He wasn't talking about just the run game. He was talking about the leadership. He was talking about setting the tone. And none of which Skip Bayless talked about. See, if you ask anybody in that locker room, they will tell you that about Zeke Elliott. And I'm not just saying this because Zeke Elliott it was one of my favorite players over the last couple of years. I'm saying it because it's true. And what we have to stop doing is we got to stop taking 1 year and slandering these players, right? We got to stop doing that. Now, of course, did Zeke lose a step? Absolutely. He lost a step over the course of his career, as he should, because it's a young man's game. It's a young man's position, the running back position. That's why, if you guys have heard me over the course of time, I've always said you got to keep running backs coming in and out, keep them coming in and out, because that's a position of fresh legs. And unfortunately, it's ran its course in Dallas. Like DeMarcus Ware pointed out when he was cut, you know what I'm saying? Like, the salary cap happens, it happens. And so that's what happened here. But to say that Zeke Elliott was a 1-year wonder, after looking at those stats, after looking at, what he was able to do over the course of those years, it's just not true. You know what I'm saying? So don't believe any of it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section, man. This is my instant reaction to what Skip Bayless said. And I appreciate y'all, man. And I'm out. Peace.